Hi to all my beloved brothers and sisters, right idiots. My name is Donny Chong. Today I would like to talk about something that can be related to the masses of the population in this world. Not referring to all. Is the topic of ego and arrogance. I know that many people in this world has different life. Everyone has a different background. Everyone has been brought up from a different family. Everyone has different lifestyle. Everyone has different way of thinking. Everyone has different expectation about how they should live their life. Everyone think different from each other. There are a lot of differences in many peoples in this world. But I would like to particularly talk about ego and arrogance. There are many peoples, again not referring to all, choose to go for ego, arrogance and fame as well. They want to be popular. They want to be well known. They want to be recognized as something great. Those are to be recognized as something great is good, but not driven by your ego and arrogance to become great. That's not God want us to be. He want us to be great, to spread the message of true love and the God teaching and His commandment. These are the things that we should be doing to make ourselves great, to empower ourselves with the greatness to spread the truth, to spread the teaching of the Christ, the Messiah. He doesn't want us to have high ego, arrogant, and think that we are more superior than anyone else. No, He doesn't want that. And the question that you should be asking yourself is why you want to be live in a life filled with ego and arrogance, when you can choose to live a life filled with humbleness, gratefulness, compassion, love one another, a life with righteousness, a life where you always show your love and your caring to the people who need it the most. Personally, I believe that's a very beautiful life. A life where you always spread your love to the needy people, to the unfortunate people in this world. I personally rather live a modest life, a humility life, rather than a popular life. I choose to be low profile in among my circle of friends, people who know me, they will know that I'm a very low profile person. I rather do things that doesn't require money at all. These thoughts somehow has been brought up in me. I rather want to see unfortunate people become happy than myself. I rather want to donate my money to the people who need the most than myself. I rather want to donate that money to those who need more than buying useless possession like all the advanced digital gadget, phones, computers, shoes, fancy clothing, fancy accessories. Those are not what I want in my life actually. And this is not just about me. I just want to let you know that in life, when you choose to be humble, you feel so much happier person because you're so grateful for your life, because you are so contented with your life. You feel that your life is enough and you do not need to keep seeking to buy more possession, to seek for more materialistic, more power, more money in order to be happy. You don't need that. There are actually many little things in life every day that can make us happy without using even money at all. When you donate money, for example, you feel so happy because you're able to put on smiles, put on happiness on those people who need it more than you. And you don't need money at all. As a matter of fact, the more you give back, the happier you are, because you are just helping more people who need it. You choose to associate yourself with people with a more unfortunate life than you. This makes you feel so satisfying because you're able to help people. You're able to provide something that no money in the world can buy, which is that genuine love and caring to these unfortunate people. And coming back to the God commandment, there are many people in this world who think that they can do what they want on this earth. They can kill the trees, they can deforestation, cut down the forests, torture the animals. All of this is very, very wicked actually, because all of us supposed to live in harmony as one together. Humanity and animals and the beautiful Mother Nature, all of us supposed to live together in harmony as one. We have no right to kill them. We have no right to destroy the beautiful Mother Nature. We have no right to torture animals. I mean, for myself, this is why I became a vegetarian, because I cannot afford to see animal die. I cannot afford to see animal being killed. I don't want any form of animal die for my own consumption. I do not want that. That is one of the reasons why I became a vegetarian. It teaches me to humble myself, to be grateful for the animal, to spread my love and my message of peace, and to help preserve animals. As for the God commandment, there's always a consequences for every action that humanity take. What goes around will comes around. People can do what they want. They think they are more superior than the mother nature. They think that they can ignore all the warning message from the mother nature and from God. They think that they can disobey the God commandment without expecting any consequences. Well, they are very wrong. They can choose to live in a denial world, but they cannot escape from the consequences of it, because this is the beauty of the universal law, or the beauty of our God commandment. When you disobey our law, somehow, some way, later on in the journey, you have to face the judgment from our God, because you have done things against the righteous path. You have done things that you're not supposed to do, but you did it anyway, out of your wickedness, out of, as I said, can be ego, can be arrogant, can be driven by you seeking for popularity. You do whatever it takes to earn the popularity, even it have to destroy the things, the mother nature, destroy the righteous things that you're supposed to do in your life. This is why this world has become such a mess right now, because everyone choose to be in denial, choose to live a life filled with ego, feel arrogant. They just ignore all the warning signs from the God, just carry on with life, do what they want, seek for more power, more materialistic, live in a world where fame, popularity is their priority, so on and so forth. Buy big cars, buy expensive jewelry, stay at the most expensive hotel in the world, travel here, travel there. All this thing is not putting God commandment ahead. You are just living in a fantasy world, in your own illusion world, where you keep seeking for fame, popularity. It won't get you to nowhere, because you just seeking for the things that you're not supposed to. In reality, you're supposed to do things that is righteous, that is obeying the God commandment, to learn the truth, to be humble, to spread love, to spread the truth, to love one another, to respect one another, to spread caring to the needy people, and to spread the word of God, the message of God. So this is one of the things that I personally learned in my life from my teenager time until now. And before I joined the L'Oreal congregation, I learned some of these through my own experience, and after that I joined the congregation. I learned even more. I learned to apply more to my life. I learned to spread more message of truth, the message of love to all my colleagues in the office, to all my family members, friends around me. There are people who don't like the way I say all these things because they choose to go on their life. There are people who I always talk about end time prophecy that is happening around. They just ignore me. They keep saying why I always say about end time prophecy, why I want to choose to talk about all this stuff. But despite all the denial people around me, I still always talk to them about end time prophecy. I always let them know what's the reason why this world is such a deep mess right now. Why there are so many disasters going on around the world. Everything is off the chart. The volcano, the tsunamis, the earthquake, the flooding at diverse places, unprecedented earth changes, heat wave. Everything is just happening more and more worse than before, because I'm trying to tell the people around me that the more people choose to disobey our God commandment, the more judgment that the world has to face. This is a fact, because God is telling us, God is sending us a message telling us to guide us to the path of enlightenment, to the path of truth. This is why He's chastising the world. He's bringing a judgment to teach humanity a lesson, to want us to correct our ways of living to the righteous path, to the path of love, truth, and the path of Messiah, the Messiah. And this is why all these things is happening. As harsh as it sounds, all the judgment, this needs to happen. And this is why ego, arrogance, popularity, fame, possession, materialistic, wickedness, all of these need to get out from our system, need to get out from our thoughts. We need to feel and replace all these negative thoughts and wicked thoughts with truth, with love, with caring, with compassion. Love one another with integrity, with truthfulness, with righteousness, with nobleness, to spread love and to spread the truth, and always be humble, to learn the God commandment, to learn the truth, to study the Torah, to study the teaching. There are many evidence provided in the congregation of the return Christ law real. There are many, tons and tons of evidence. All has been prepared for you. You just have to take that step, take the initiative to study it, and most important, be humble. God doesn't want us to be arrogant. And when humanity do that, when we humbly get rid of our egos, arrogance, and study the truth of Law Real, we will learn to be a more enlightened person, a more awakening person, driven by the genuine love from your heart to learn the truth. So this is one message, about ego, arrogance, and how we should get ego and arrogance out from our system in order to learn the path of the God, the path of enlightenment that God wants us to be. And always at the end of our message, I would like to say, love God, love each other. Thank you very much for listening.